Greetings to the viewers. We watched the latest in the Meowy verse, Amityville Christmas Vacation.
The Meowy cinematic universe.
Mm-hmm. More than that,
I'm reclining.
the director on WhatsApp.
She does.
Hi, we're doing the
That's
vlog
literally what she's typing.
now. Comments.
Right.
Okay.
We should be hearing from the director shortly.
Yes. Yes. While the other Meowy films are about Whiskers the cat being all adorable and having adventures, this one concentrates on her idiot human Wally, who is,
she's in it for like a few scenes.
Yeah, and hilariously, you can't actually hear her voice, her ridiculous sort of dubbed on, cat voice, because it's the film's not about her; it's about him.
Cat not appearing in this film.
So we're seeing her the way he sees her, and hearing her the way he hears her.
Which is not at all. It is kind of funny because there's a neighbor cat that comes to our kitchen window several times a day trying to scam treats out of us. And he'll always be like, meow, 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 like looking through, like, and I'm like, you're not getting treats, you've had some this morning.
In this film, someone who, they're based in Pittsburgh, but someone in Amityville...
Such a pity. Such a pity.
Someone in Amityville, New York, decides they want to kill Wally for being a damn heroic cop, and so...
A Karen, let's put it this way.
Yeah.
22-year-old Karen.
So, he wins all expenses vacation, in this haunted house in Amityville, and hijinks ensue.
Not the hijinks that I was expecting to ensue.
Yeah, I was expecting like some sort of a Dreams in the Witch House type thing where he's like getting haunted and like going crazy or something like that. But you actually predicted it, the turn of events.
I'm really good at that somehow.
A little bit before it happened. You should explain what happened.
Well, so basically, there's ghost activities when he first gets there, and he says to the Karen, like, oh, what was that noise? And she's like, oh, there's another guest staying here. And he's like, oh, that's grand. He's like, yeah, she shouldn't cause you too much trouble. As a demonic aside. And then so, like, he's just, like, skipping around the house and eating Christmas cookies, and then the ghost does suddenly in his face, like, ah! And he goes, oh my gosh, oh, jeez, oh wow, I'm sorry. Were these your cookies? I thought they were out. I thought they were for anybody. Look, I only ate one. They're really, really good, though. And then, so, like, every time, like, he goes to do something, and she's like, ah, like a jump scare, like, he goes to take a shower, and he's like, oh, gosh, oh, sorry, I did not know you were in there. Oh, yeah, the locks, I found if you jiggle it up, and then you're like, oh, okay. And I was like, watch him, like, totally, like, fall in love with her, and they be in a relationship by the end of this. And that's what happened.
I'm kind of disappointed that she stopped, trying to terrify him, over the course of the relationship.
I thought that was funny. Was that him? It'd be really funny if it was just Colin being like, oh, what's up? I wanted to ask you a question.
Okay, now the reply is, basically just had this silly idea while Shingles was editing, and I knew I couldn't make an Amityville Christmas movie, someone else would have. And it absolutely should be me.
Fair play.
Okay. So, I suspect he misunderstood what I meant by, we're doing the vlog now comments. But he mentioned Shingles. Basically, Shingles...
He didn't have Shingles, don't worry. He's grand.
Yeah, Shingles is his largest budget film to date. I don't think it's out yet. It's based on either a novel or a comic or something like that. It's a pre-existing thing that he was hired to do a movie on, and there's a trailer, at least it's on the DVD for this. I imagine it's probably up on YouTube now too, and it definitely, budget-wise, is slightly higher than usual for him. And I'm looking forward to seeing it. I'm going to have to find out what Shingles is based on, though.
Stop bothering this poor guy.
No, he's sending me more messages.
Oh, okay. Because it's like after dinner where we are. Although, yeah, it's probably like mid-afternoon, depending if he's in the East Coast.
Okay.
Eastern time, anyway.
And to make it a parody of Hallmark rom-coms, rather than just a horror, makes it more unique to me. So I made sure to get it done by fall, to beat everyone else to the punch, and to make fun of those Amityville movies. We shot it in 2 days. Good work.
Yeah, I did note that, like, there's a part where she gets unghostified, and she's wearing like basically what somebody would be wearing like on the cover of one of those Christmas rom-coms.
Yeah.
Where like the woman's wearing red and the man is wearing green, and they're both very white in the suburbs.
Yeah.
And it's Christmas. I should actually sit up.
It was like It was like a young Mrs. Claus outfit. If you ever see Mrs. Claus when she's young, that's the kind of outfit. Yeah.
And there was a lot of spiritual consultation via Zoom.
Yes.
Because it's
which, we could have played those parts, though.
No, we couldn't have.
Could have. We filmed it separately.
We don't look like actual adults. We look like teenagers. I was in CEX. Okay, so I got a new phone. I was able to upgrade my plan to get a different phone because I had a Huawei P40, which was a great idea 2 years ago, right before, right when Google Mobile Services was taken off. So then I couldn't even have my banking app on it. But anyway, so I went to CEX, which is a UK and Irish-based, it's just like GameStop, kind of. But they predominantly do used stuff to sell my phone. And there was a girl who was helping me out, and there was this other guy, and like he's like, oh, where are you from? I'm like, oh, I'm from Philadelphia and things and stuff, and he's like, all right, well, how are you liking Ireland? And I was like, well, I've been living in Derry, me and my wife. He goes, your wife? Jesus Christ. And this was a young guy, right? And I was like, what? I mean, he said, Jesus, buddy. And I was like, well, my wife likes me. He's like, oh, I mean, I meant no offense, sir, but no offense. Just, and I was like, no, it's all right. I'm just short. I said, people don't think that I'm the age that I am. And the girl who was putting my information to things, she goes, oh, how old are you? I said, I'm 42. She goes, shit. I thought you were like 27. The guy's like, oh, I figured you were my age. So apparently I look too young to be married. He's just like, Jesus, buddy. That was a pointless story, but there you go.
There was me thinking, you looked older since you started tea.
Oh, I mean, probably, yeah, because my complexion has gotten...
Yeah. Previously, they would have thought you were 12.
Yeah, during the COVID, I was in Tesco and I was buying some stuff, and I had a mask and a hat on. And was like, yeah, I'm going to need to see some ID. And I had my passport on me. I'm like, here you go. She's like, you need to take your mask off for a second. And she's like, this is Backseat. You're not 40. I was like, I mean, I am, though. And she's like, oh, right, well, catch you a dairy woman before you leave, then you just catch you a dairy woman. And I was like, okay, I already have. But anyway, so, no, I didn't. I was like, can I have a bag? You take her bag.
Yeah. Anyway, in the film... the guy who played the leprechaun, the very, very nonchalant leprechaun, turns up as a ghost hunter, and he catches the ghost using the amazing trick of cutting up a conversation, putting the words together to create "help, help, bad Christmas"
on a talk boy, which I was like, I appreciate it.
And he's taking it into like a cat cage or a dog cage. And, the ghost goes in there, and so...
I like that. It's because he, comes up behind, pushes her in and closes the thing. I'm like, he pushed a ghost into a cage.
And the ghost can't escape because it's magic or something.
I just, the guy who played the ghost hunter character just had this very great air of, I'm 47, but I'm still shopping in Hot Topic. I will never wear anything other than... the Guy Fieri collared, short-sleeved shirt that hangs kind of just a bit below your waist, and it's covered in, kanji, because that's just the period of life that we're at. Also, I smoke cigarillos, not cigars or cigarettes. I smoke cigarillos because it makes me look more like the guy from the Dresden Files. I don't know, that guy's, the actor's probably cool. And we'll probably...
this is this is his third film.
But he really did project incredible airs of my friend Cliff from high school, except it's 20 years later now. I ain't saying, I'm just saying.
And other characters, you've got the two other... You got the ghost, who I don't think was in any of the other Meowy films. She was good. She was fine. There was one scene where everything was ADR'd. I'm not sure why, but the things weren't quite in sync. But like Steve said, they filmed the whole thing. This is a 50-minute film over 2 days. So this is not me bitching. This is just me commenting on the thing. But she was good.
Still better production value than The Room.
Yeah. Better production value than this room, too.
I got the test results back. I'm definitely a ghost.
And there was the woman who really hated Wally for some reason. She really was just live, laugh, love.
Yeah. Like the first scene, she's like, so anyway, and I was like, she sells essential oils to people on Facebook.
And she's evil about it.
Live, laugh, love, Karen.
If she's killed so many people, this would have been the 10th or 11th killing. This could be an unofficial crossover with Steve Rosinski's other film, Red Christmas, which it was really surreal to watch as someone who has watched the Meowy films, because it's a serious, very low budget, filmed very similarly, but filmed about a psychopath. And it's the woman who voices Whiskers the cat.
Okay.
She's just capturing people and torturing them to death. And so it is really weird when you've seen the Meowy films. Because there's no silliness or jokes. It's like Boy Meets Girl, the film I reviewed ages ago, where the guy gets tortured to death.
Just because.
Yeah,
because it's Christmas.
I'm pretty sure I asked Steve because it was a bit of a 90-degree angle from his usual sort of stuff, and he's like, I just wanted to do something different. And it's like,
artists are allowed to stretch out artistically.
Yeah. It's just, if you decide to go on a binge on Silver Spotlight films, which I suggest you do, silverspotlight.com if I recall correctly, because they're all really good and, not exactly expensive.
And cats. I mean, It's the internet. We love cats now.
Yeah, they got a bunch of films, but if you decide to splurge on their films and you get to Red Christmas, it doesn't exactly look like what it is on the cover, so that's a slight warning, but it's well worth watching.
And the rats made a cameo.
Yes.
They're still doing well.
Yes. Although those getting pretty old by now, because, rats don't live long.
No, but domesticated rats, though, they have really long lifespans.
Oh, good.
Not compared to humans or anything.
Yeah.
But probably better than rats in the wild.
Yeah, probably.
Because you have to think, domesticated rats are coming from, pet stock.
Mm-hmm.
And so they'll just trend towards the things about domesticity, like longer life. And because they're getting, really good care. They don't have to, go and fight for every calorie. They have, a warm, dry place, devoid of diseases to be. There's no parasites on them.
That's true. Fair point.
Again, information that you didn't need in a review for a micro-budget Amityville Christmas film, but there you go.
Yes. There's an astronaut in the film.
Well, astronaut asterisk. It's a statue.
Yeah.
It's a statue.
Yeah, we decided to go on a little odyssey to try and find out where this was, because just random statue of a thing. Finally, I texted Steve to find out where they filmed that, and he was like, oh, that's just in a park in a place near us. It's called, Moon Township. And I looked up Moon Township astronaut, and sure enough, I found photos of the astronaut who's hanging out with a kid. It's a little bronze statue of a kid and a realistic looking statue, with colours and stuff, of an astronaut. I don't know, maybe it's a really esoteric... Ooh.
Oh, it's just The Escapist is streaming right now.
Ooh.
In case you wanted to know.
Hey,
This is why I don't hit the bell for notifications, because I check my subscription page every day, and new videos I add to this big huge playlist, which is constantly having things added and deleted to watch while I make dinner or do chores. So at some point I must have hit the bell for notifications for The Escapist, because now I never get to forget when they're doing anything. I have to go in and take that off. But
oh dear.
they're good though. You should subscribe.
Anyway, the statue looks like it could be a esoteric version of something dodgy going on. Who knows?
I mean, they're good astronauts, Brett.
Hopefully.
I did the little lamp shading kind of things, oh, you know what? There's a park near here that gets enough sun that all the snow is melted. So they're gonna go hang out there.
Totally not filmed in September.
And then go back to the stock footage of the city in winter.
That's better than, the Nixon and Hogan Christmas movies where, just randomly parts of things were unlampshadedly, snow cleared and stuff like that. I like it when if you're going to have that obvious problem...
Just say it, just
lampshade it.
Just,
Although the last scene of the film, it seems to be taking place during the day. There's a big light coming out from outside, and we were all like, we hadn't even noticed that there was a continuity problem.
That was the light of the
scene.
Lord. That was the big Christmas star that made that light. It's like when there's a full moon,
Yeah, because the dialogue said it was just after midnight, and I hadn't even worked out the continuity issues with it being night in the previous scene. I wouldn't have noticed if they didn't mention it. But yeah, so apparently it's the Christmas star.
The Lord came unto them and said,
they're gonna have the birth of our Savior. Whiskers too, because Whiskers was a bit chunky. I assume she's pregnant.
That's terrible. Never assume that about a cat. You don't know.
Oh.
You're not for the streets, Priscilla.
There's a fantastic video on the internet of a guy who picks up a kitten and puts it in the air, holds it up in the air and it mews, and then from miles away a cat comes running, indignant that its kitten was, basically used as an alarm, and the owner's like, "You're not for the streets, Priscilla," because the cat's really angry.
And she just loves that video, so...
Yeah. Anyway, so apparently I was very, very rude to Whiskers, either when it comes to weight or pregnancy. Oh dear. I think this might be the last time I get a free copy of a Meowy film from Steve.
Whiskers just like, don't be sending her anything else. I've had it with them.
Oh, well, I'll just have to buy them again, like I did all the other films.
You should put a link in the description to where people can buy the films.
I should.
Link in the description below.
If I haven't...
Smash that thing.
If I haven't, someone let me know in the comments and I will.
Is that like a millennial thing now? Is like Gen Z sick of like and subscribe and smash that like button and ring the bell to get notifications?
I don't know.
I'm just seeing like a lot, all of a sudden, like everyone's anger has pivoted away from millennials and their avocados and onto Gen Z and how they talk. And we and Gen X are just kind of like, alright, I mean, okay. Apparently the latest dunk was, what if a Gen Zer tried to talk to somebody who's never been on the internet before? They wouldn't be able to communicate.
Why the fuck would they want to? Oh dear.
People have been complaining about the young since literally before people were writing things down.
Yeah, we know this because one of the earliest things we have written down is someone writing about someone complaining about it.
It was a Vedic monk writing in Sanskrit whose words were taken down by someone as he was complaining about how the novitiates, the new monks, didn't want to memorize everything. They wanted to write them down like assholes. They didn't say assholes, but he meant assholes. The young and they're wanting to write things down, not commit everything to memory.
Yeah.
So, yeah. That's the controversy.
Anyway, have we got anything else to say about this wonderful little film? I'd like another Meowy film again.
Right?
Yeah, I want another Meowy film. Like one about a holiday, like New Year, Arbor Day.
Arbor Day seems to be the go-to, like, useless holiday of hyperbole.
Because it doesn't exist anywhere that's not in America, and even Americans don't know what it means.
It's supposed to be for conservation, but I think it was one of those things that, like, back, like, the original naturalists, when they were kicking up a fuss, it was like, here, you have a day now, there you go. And now everyone's like, how can we kill the environment as quickly as possible? How can we use Captain Planet as a blueprint?
How about an Earth Day vacation?
Yeah.
A Meowy Earth Day.
Yeah, where like she has to stop
the planet. The planet's
evil. She has
evil.
to stop Bolsonaro from dynamiting every tree in the Amazon.
Yeah, there you go. Get someone to pretend to be
I almost said the Antarctic. I was struggling to remember. No, the Amazon, right.
I get someone to impersonate Whoopi Goldberg, to be Gaia. You just do an impression.
No, you could just lift the lines from Gaia from Horizon Forbidden West. Well, the voice actress is brilliant, though. She's really brilliant.
Yeah,
so.
But Whoopi Goldberg was in Captain
I
Planet.
know that it was Whoopi Goldberg, but hasn't she got like a wee bit of the boomer about her these days?
Yes, by someone impersonating her.
Okay. Well, then that's why I think the voice
impersonate
actress.
Margot Kidder then instead, because she also played the part.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So I think she. Someone check that. Did Margot Kidder play Gaia?
You don't have minions in real life.
In
The
Captain Planet?
the audience will see this like.
Someone will write it down. Someone will know this.
You could Google it in a second.
Because Captain Planet had a ridiculously good cast of guest voices because Ted Turner was like, all my friends be in this. It was like Gargoyles before Gargoyles.
And Belfast.
Yes, it was Belfast. You're a Fenian prod.
No, those two don't go together.
This is a Catholic bakery.
Hold on a second. Here's your pound change. Let me just deface that real quick. I have a pound, an old pound that's been defaced by the real IRA. So that's a very Meowy Christmas horror style.
Well, we already had that. This is like the third. This is blatant Christmas,
Supremacy.
reference. Yeah, because this is like the third Meowy film about Christmas.
Remember the reason for the season, and that's mince pies.
How about a Meowy?
Mince pies are actually, okay, if you're American and you just think it's a Dickens thing, mince pies are actually really nice. They're like a little teeny pie crust with like, the stuff inside, it's like, involves like raisins and like, those, the red and green cherry kind of stuff and cinnamon, and it's like really nice.
How about a Meowy Yom Kippur?
That might be
A Meowy Nowruz.
a little bit offensive.
A Meowy Kwanzaa.
No, stop it.
No, Wally, what are you doing with that boot polish?
Cancelled. Cancelled. Anyway, Merry Christmas from both of us.
I gotta turn off the camera.
Yes.
Yeah, so that was a fun film. We have a very low down sofa.
Yeah, we really do.